Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. So we're gonna wait a couple more minutes. Just we're gonna let more people join in, and then anyway, there is a presentation, so we'll go through that first before going through the demo, so more people will be able to jump on at any time. Okay, let's start. Hi everyone, welcome. So I'm Abigail, the Customer Success Manager here at Atera. I've been at Atera for almost 3 years now, and I will be presenting today's ticketing webinar. So first, on the agenda, we're going to go through the different ways that we can open tickets via Atera. I'll show you the ticket views, how you can open, of course, with emails, manually, and more. Then we'll go through some custom fields and how you can create ticket automation rules, which is very important to help you be more efficient and work faster for the team. Then if some of you are MSPs, we'll go through the billing and the contracts that we have in Atera. After that, there's a couple of more settings that we can go through in regards to the ticketing side, the PSA. Then I'll show you a bit of the reports that we have on the ticketing and what you can export, schedule. Very important to keep up with the KPIs that you have internally. And then we'll have a Q&A session. So on the line with me, I have my colleague, Paulina, who will also be answering questions live. So just feel free to write in the Q&A session on this app, and she'll answer to you guys as soon as possible. Okay, let's start. Okay, you should now be seeing my screen. So as you come in, you see the dashboard. Okay, there's a bit of data that you can see here. You can see your ticket, how many tickets are open, pending to today. You can see some alerts, which is important. You can see your customer satisfaction, the SLA, if you entered within the SLA. Tickets are unassigned, and more information here. Actually, this is customizable. So if you want to remove some information, you can do so. For example, you can also move around the order of some of the data. You can also make it bigger if you want. Okay, so from within Atera, there are multiple ways to open tickets, and I will go through each of them. But let's go with the first one, which I think is the one that is the most used, is of course via email. So the user sends you an email to your primary customer support address, and then from that, it will open tickets directly in Atera. So what you need to do is to set this up right here. You can also set up the outgoing email domain. Very important to do so. You wouldn't want the answer back from the technician to the user to be noreply@atera.com. You definitely want it to be your own domain. So you can do that with DKIM or with the customized SMTP settings, up for you to decide which one you prefer. You can also decide that when you reply, it's going to be with the technician's name, or if you want general support team. There's also the ability to add multiple support addresses depending on the plan that you are on. And then here you can also decide to have contacts that come in to get to from emails to get created automatically via Atera. Like if someone who has not been registered yet as a customer or as a user, then when they send you an email, you can decide, okay, well, it's going to be added in Atera, so you can keep organized, and then you can also send an email automatically with that first email coming in. So this is the way you set up the email settings in Atera. So very important to do so. That's one way of opening tickets in Atera. Once you have those tickets, you'll find them right here in your ticket queue. This is your view. You can hover over it and get a bit of information. You can see the details, how long ago it's been created, who the user is, the title of the ticket, the number of the ticket, the customer that it's on. Then you have an SLA, up for you to decide if you want to attach an SLA to a contract. Then you have here who the technician is. You can change these right as view, so no need to enter the ticket to do so. The priority from low to critical, the activity status, it's been read, not read, waiting for the customer to answer, and then the statuses. So you have about, I think, 4 statuses in Atera that are by default, but if you have some statuses that you want to add to that, that is possible with the custom fields. And then here you have filters that you can apply. So whether it's on the status, on the technician, on the customer, and you can also do it by custom field. So in Atera, you have a template, and I'll show you this shortly. But if there are some fields, some information that you want to add to that ticket, you can also create a custom field. So it's very important to create filters so that when you come in the morning, no need to reapply a filter. You can save them. You can save it for the whole entire team or just a private one. So for example, I have my own private view. So if I come in the morning, Abigail's view, I can see all the tickets that are being assigned to me, and this is how I start my day. There's also the possibility of scheduling tickets, and then you'll find them in this queue right here. And you can also do multiple actions or just one action. It's up for you to decide, but you can delete tickets, you can assign a technician, set the status, the priority, and even merge tickets, right? Let's say if a customer sends you 2 tickets, 2 emails, but it's the same issue, you want to merge them so you don't work on those 2 different tickets, so that you can do that directly from here. So now I'm going to show you how to create a ticket in Atera manually. So let's say you're on the phone with a customer and you need to create a ticket. This is where you would do it. You click on New Ticket. Here you'll be able to select the customer, then the contact, ticket title, issue with printer, for example, and then you have a description. You can add the user is having an issue with the printer. Best. You can also, for example, put it in bold. You can do some checklists. It's not certain checklists like order list, bullet points. You can attach a file. You can put a link. You can put a picture, anything like that. You can also change the font size. Here you can attach a file. And here you see that a timer has started for you to decide if you want to keep it. We do advise you to keep it just so you know and the technicians know how long they've worked on a ticket. So it's very important to do so. And here there's the ability of creating a scheduled ticket. You just type in, okay, I want to schedule this ticket every Tuesday at 10 a.m. You'll generate it using our AI, and then it will schedule this ticket for you. I'm going to remove it because I don't want to schedule it for now. So once you've added all the information from within your ticket, you can see here on the right-hand side, you can assign it to another technician if you want. You want to decide what type of incident it is, the contract. I'll do hourly. As you can see here, there is a contract as a default, and I'll show you later how to do that. But basically, as soon as you open a ticket, you'll have the default contract that gets attached automatically. So it's very important to assign to create a contract that is as a default. But just for the sake of the example, I'm going to take the hourly one. And then you can choose a priority from low to critical, like I mentioned, no impact to crisis. I'll do minor impact, for example, product family. And these are custom fields, okay? This is what we've created because it's important information for us to have, but up for you to decide if you want to create some custom fields. And once you're done, you're gonna click on create. And now your ticket is being created and you'll find it in your main ticket view. Okay, right here. You see, it was just created a few seconds ago. I'm going to go inside the ticket so you can see what it looks like. Here, there's a timer. You can start it again. Again, important for you to have that. Also, this is not mandatory. If you don't want this timer to start, you can also choose to not have it automatic. So if I click here, this will show me if I want to assign to another technician. If I have a Terra agent assigned to that customer, so a device, I can just click here and go to the agent. This is where I can change the contract. We have two types of reply in Atera, public reply or internal note. Public reply will be sent directly to the end user. An internal note is for you to, to put yourself a little update, also for another team member, if you're going to go ahead and send that ticket to them, and you see that it's in yellow, so you can see the difference. Public note is bright pink, just like a Terrace logo. Then we do have the AI assistant. We also have it on the main view. I'll go ahead after and show you that, but this is one of our newest feature. So it is, in this case, I'm not sure if it's going to show you so much because I just created and it didn't add so much information, but basically this can allow you a summary. And then you can also decide, okay, with the AI capabilities, hopefully you can suggest a solution, which is great. This can help you save a lot of time. And then if possible, it can actually generate a script for you directly from this view, which is really great. And then you can also generate a reply. So from you to the end user. Right now, great, it got done so fast. I can just copy, paste, and send that to my end user. So I'm working more efficiently, and then I can move on to another ticket. So you're just increasing the efficiency of the team. You can also add time entry, so how long you've worked on a ticket. So duration, so for example, I worked a couple of hours. Okay, now it's 2 hours, and I'm going to put a description. So description is important to put because you can see when you look back at the ticket on your report, the timesheet report, you can see what has been done, right? So here, for example, spoke with the customer on the phone for 2 hours. Okay, well, it's a long time, but I'm sure that happens. Make sure that it's billable. You can also choose different type of rates. Okay, that's for the hourly contract. And I'm going to click on add. Also, another reason that it's good to add a description is when I'm going to go and export my invoices for my customers, if I want, that description can appear on my invoice. And I know a lot of customers wants to know who did what, when. They want to know, what they're paying you for. So you can say, okay, spoke to the customer, went on site, and just add that. And then here you can add a tag if you want. So it allows you kind of to look back at all your tickets and see, okay, well, I had 10 tickets on a printer issues from this customer. And then I had 20 tickets on the server issue. So it just allows you to get a bit more KPIs, and if you want to do some analysis on that and to understand, okay, what is a faulty device, for example? Okay, well, this device, we got so many tickets from this device in the past 3 months, maybe it's time to replace it. But just for the sake of it, I'm just, can just type in, I'm just going to choose this one. And then here is from the ticket where you can answer to the end user. You can attach a file. You can also CC another user. You can also, if I go here and I tag my colleague, you'll see that it will show up right here, which is great. And just like in the first view, you see you can put in bold, you can put bullet points, order list, a table, images, also the ability of adding a quick reply. So basically, and this is very good for you to set, it'll just save you a lot of time in the long run. So if you have the same issues occurring all the time, no need to recreate a whole entire email. You can just take one from the quick reply template. So it just allows you to work a bit faster. Then here I can see all the history of my ticket. And then, oh, right, I forgot here, actions, you can merge tickets, you can put tickets as spam, and then those you can remove them from the ticket view here. You can filter them out. You can delete a ticket. You can start a chat with the end user. We also have an integration with Office 365 and Google Calendar where you can integrate with one calendar from the team, and then you can schedule a meeting in the calendar, and it's double synchronization, meaning if you remove it from your calendar, it'll remove it from Atera, vice versa. And once you add that meeting, you will see it right here. And if I want to click here, I'll see all the time entries, all the times that I've worked on that ticket. I can, edit it if I want, add another time entry. And another thing I can add to this ticket is my product and expenses, okay? So for example, I had to replace this customer's printer. So I'm gonna attach that to a ticket so I can then bill my customer appropriately. Then also I went on site, okay? So let's do expenses. On site, maybe I did for gas, and then, I don't know, 15, oops. 15. I want to add that as an expense to that ticket. Okay. Now here you can see all the ticket activity that has been done on this ticket. I can see the requester info, who requested it, from which customer, their phone number, their email address, and if they have a device, if they have an Atera agent to their device and connected to this customer, to this user, and if the device is online, I can actually remote directly from within this page. I don't need to go outside, find it. I can just do it right here, which is the reason, we have the PSA and the RMM, and this is where they come hand in hand together. Just makes it much easier for you guys to do your work. Here's where you'll see your calendar invitation. You'll see the user's past tickets, gives you an idea. Okay, well, yeah, they're having a lot of issues with the printer. Okay, maybe it needs to be a bit more digging on that. And then once you're done, you can go ahead and close the ticket. You can change the ticket priority, incident, etc. Great, I am done with my ticket. I'm going to click on update, and that will update my ticket. So now that I closed my ticket, I can actually go ahead and bill my customer, but not yet. I just want to show you the different ways we can still create tickets, but I just want you to remember that. And I promise here, this is where the AI is. I click here, just same, same features from within the ticket, but you can do it directly from outside the ticket. Then generate a solution, a script, a reply. Then we have sentiment. I don't see here, but this allows you basically with the AI, it will allow you to see, really fast. There's a little smiley, it's neutral, positive and negative, and it's based on the last comment of the end user. And you can see, you come in, if you see the sentiment is a bit negative, you're gonna want to attend to that ticket first, right? You don't want to have any customers who are not happy. So this is something that, kind of like a red flag for you to start your day with this. Okay, so this is the second way to create tickets from within Atera. The third way is with the threshold profiles and the alerts. So the threshold profile allows you to receive alerts from your end user's device. Okay, here you have some presets that allows you to then, configure this much faster. So I'm just going to create this, for example. It's a preset, so you can delete some if you want. You can also change some of the percentage, time period. You can also create your own if you'd like. And then once that threshold profile is created, you can attach that threshold to a device. It's one threshold profile per device. Once you have that threshold item, you can go to the alert settings, and then you can decide, okay, well, you want to get your alerts via emails, you can do that. You can also get a sound, or you can also decide, okay, well, as soon as I have a ticket created, a critical ticket or a warning ticket created, an alert, you can then have a ticket created, okay? And you can also decide on which customer. It doesn't have to be everyone. Maybe you want to do the VIPs. You can also do just for the critical alerts, and then that will create tickets. And then if you go here on alerts, you'll see all of the alerts that you have received. I believe there's a filter apply, so let me just remove that. And then you can see here, there's a number. I can actually go directly to this ticket if I want to, or I can just create a ticket from the seller. This just allows you to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks, any critical alerts, you're dealing with it and making sure that you're attending to that issue. So this is a third way to create um, tickets from within Atera. Another way is through the customer portal. So this allows the end user to have access to a portal where they can create tickets. And when they create that ticket, you will see it in your ticket queue. So here you have your, you can customize with your own URL. If you want to put the name of your company, you can put that here. And they also have access to the knowledge base. Okay, this is very important. You want to share articles with the end user, kind of like provide them with that information so they can look it up. So a lot of customers just want to, read on their own before reaching out to the technician. So that's something that you can do that. So you'll find them right here. But this is where the end user comes in. He will see his tickets, his or her tickets. It can filter. I'm just going to click on one. You can see, who did what, who's being assigned, what type of tickets, if any information, then you can find that here. If a user is assigned as the main contact under one customer, they'll be able to see all the tickets from everyone in their organization under the customer portal. This is where you see it. And then if I click on new ticket, then you will see that it pretty much looks like the one in Atera. It's the same type of template. There are some custom fields if you create a template that you don't need to show for the end user, but it pretty much has the same fields as you have on your Atera templates when you open a ticket manually. And just a little glimpse of what is coming out soon. We have an AI also in the customer portal that allows the end user to chat with the bot, and hopefully that will resolve that issue much faster. And of course, if the AI cannot, then the ticket will be open and will be sent to the technician. So this allows you to provide, faster service to the end client, because some of the issues are really easily resolved. So in these cases, the end user can just go and use the AI. It's not yet out for the MSP platform. It is out, I believe, for the ITD, which is for the internal IT. This is another way. And yes, so with the customer portal, there's two ways of accessing that. One is via the URL, and the second is via the help desk agent. And that is installed on your customer's computer, only on Windows computer. So I have a Mac. So I'll show you what it looks like. But with the help desk agent, the end user can just easily, it'll be installed like this on their toolbar. They can click on it. You can also white label this, have your own logo if you wish to have, like that the end user knows that it's you. And this is the menu that they will get. They can create a new ticket. And if they click on Control F12, we'll take also a screenshot, and that will open the customer portal for them. There's also a the fifth ways of opening a ticket is via the chat, and that is also available with the help desk agent. However, again, it's only on Windows computers. So that's if they prefer to use the help desk agent rather than the URL, up for them to decide. And lastly, it's with the API. So for those that have background knowledge in the API, you can actually create tickets directly from the API if you wish to do so. And there's a lot, this is our API. If you know how to play around with it, there's a lot of different things that you can export or even import if you wish. So just to summarize, there are 6 ways to open tickets. So we have emails, we have manually, we have with the alerts from the threshold profile, we have with the customer portal, with the chat, and with the API. So I talked a lot about the custom fields. I'm going to show you quickly how to do that. So custom fields, so in Atera, pretty much everywhere you can see here, you can create your own custom fields. Like if there's information that you want to add, you can do that. And actually, once you create the custom field with the API, you can just bring in that information. So you don't need to do that manually. So here, for example, these are custom fields, but if I click here, different types of custom fields, number, drop down with dependencies. You can make it a mandatory field, and then you can also decide if you want the end user to see that. So there's some information that you just need for your own. You don't want the end user to see in the customer portal. You can definitely hide that field. And ticket automation rules. So like I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, it's super important to create ticket automation rules. It just allows you to work more efficiently. You can automate a lot of different scenarios. So the ticket automation rules are based on triggers, okay? Different types of triggers, up for you to decide which type of scenarios that you want. And once that trigger is decided, you then have conditions. These are all the different types of conditions that you can set. And then these are the actions. So we'll go through a few examples here just to show you how to use it. So for example, we do have the possibility of auto assigning, so like a round robin for the technician. So you don't need, the manager doesn't need to go in and assign a ticket to assign a technician to a ticket. This can just be done automatically, just makes it more efficient, and the technician can attend to the issue much faster. So for example, if the source is not an alert, you can then just assign any technician to that ticket. So that's one rule, for example. We also have time-based automation rules. So for example, in this case, if the end user doesn't answer you for 72 hours, meaning the ticket has been in pending, right? Pending, we're waiting for the end user to get back to us. You can just decide to go ahead and close the ticket. So you don't need to do that manually. Great, you save a lot of time. Another one is, for example, it can be based on ticket title. So for example, keywords that you put in, and based on that, you can send an email to a contact, or you can assign a technician. There's a lot of different things. But in this case, for the customer portal, if the title contains customer portal, meaning the end user probably is messaging you because they forgot their password, then you can just send them automatically their credentials. But in this case, by the way, I think it's this one, the end user can now just recreate a password directly from their portal. And then when they log in, they can click on activation link and they will receive a link directly to their email. Just makes it easier as well. So this is different scenarios. I do invite you guys to play around with it. I know it can take a bit of time maybe at the beginning to set it up, but just in the long run, it's going to save you so much time. And then you can just attend to different type of issues. All right, let's go to billing. Super important. Got to bill your customers correctly. Got to invoice that. We have two integrations in Atera. Okay. We have QuickBooks and Xero. And then all you need to do is just match the information from your QuickBooks account to your Atera account. You can even import customers if you'd like. And then once you have it connected, you can export those invoices directly to that, to either QuickBooks or Xero. These integrations are available not on all the plans, so just make sure that if this is something that you need, just make sure you're choosing the right plan. So I'm going to go ahead and click on new invoice batching. It's going to show me all the tickets that all the contracts that are open and that I can bill. So this one, I'm hoping this is the one that I created. The ticket that I created today. Yep, seems like it. Perfect. By the way, you can actually select all of these. For example, if let's see at the end of the month, you want to select all of them and then just run a batch, okay? November batch. And then of course, it's going to create different types, different invoices per customer. So you don't need to do that one by one. You can just like grab everyone right here by clicking here. But here's one bill. These are my tickets, how many hours I've worked, the total amount of time. So let's do November 30th. Hello. I'm going to click on run. I have a bit more information here. If I have multiple contracts for a user, but I, no need to have multiple invoices, you just want to put them in one invoice, you can do that here. Now, very important here, this is where you get to decide how the contract is, the invoices are grouped. So if you want it per contract, you can do so. You can also do it by ticket. You'll see each ticket. And then if you click by time entry, you'll see each time entry that's written under the ticket. So if you want to provide more information to the end user, I do advise you to put time entry. And this is where you're going to see the description in the time entries that I put in the ticket. I'll show you in case you don't remember. Create my invoice batch has been created. And if I'm going to click on edit, I see my ticket, and all the time entries, right? So for example, this is what I wrote in my time entry. Spoke with the customer on the phone. Great. And then this, I went on site. Perfect. So this is my contract, my tickets, my time entries, the different products that I assigned to this contract. I can either email that directly to my end user, or I can just export it as a PDF. You have some fields here that are automatic. So for example, click here. So once you export, it's going to be automatically as exported. If you send it to a client, it'll be sent. But then you manually, you can put it as paid or refunded. And then I'm going to go ahead and export my invoice. So if I am integrated with QuickBooks and Xero, actually, it's just going to go straight to those platforms, but I can also export it as a CSV file. And if I have exported it with those integrations, when you go back on the invoice here, you'll see a link here that says view invoice, and it will actually bring you directly to the invoice inside the platform. And if I go back to billing, you'll see here, these are my statuses. So this is a draft because I haven't sent it yet, but here's exported, and then I can just send that to paid or refunded. So this is how you can invoice your customers within Atera. And now I'm going to go to admin. There's a few things that we can go through here together. So here's your contract. So I'll show you guys how to create a contract. There is, you can clone some contracts if you want. If you have, for example, a basic contract, you want to just go ahead and clone it. You need to create it on, manually. You have filters here. You can filter it by customer, by contract type. And I'm clicking on new contract. You need to select a customer. I will test November. I can decide the start date and the end date. Make it active, taxes if I want to add, and this is where you put it as a default. So if you remember, when I opened my ticket, I had a contract that was assigned automatically because it was a default. So this is where you would put this. And then in Atera, there's different types of contracts. So we have the retainer flat fee, which is usually the most basic one, the most popular flat fee one, per month, $2,000 for any type of work that you do for that customer. Then you have hourly, okay, another very popular one that you do by the hour. You have different types of billing period. If you do it on demand, then you are able to invoice that customer whenever you like. And then for the hourly, you can actually select multiple rates, I think up to 10 rates that you can have. Another popular contract is block hours. So you sell, hours to the end user, 10 hours a month. You can decide that they roll over the next month if they don't go through it or not, up for you to decide. It's the same concept for block hour money. Then you have one for remote monitoring to know how many devices that you are monitoring inside Atera. You get to choose. Okay. Count by PC or all, whatever you want to do. Then if you have projects, you can also do types of contracts based on projects. And then you can assign an SLA. So it is important to set an SLA, you're setting expectations to the end user. And then if you have an SLA attached to a contract, you'll see it in your ticket once a contract is assigned to that ticket. So this is where you will set up your contracts. Then you have the SLA right here, 6 types of levels from no impact to crisis, and then the first response and how long it will take you guys to close tickets. And then once you've added customers, you'll see who, which contract is assigned to who. You'll see that right here. And of course, you cannot have SLAs if you don't set up your business hours. So very important to do so. Up for you to decide Monday to Friday from 8 to 6. You get to choose. Okay, now we're going to go into the settings. Okay, settings for tickets. So you can decide, like I mentioned, that the timer starts automatically. You can do that here. You can decide that a ticket cannot be reopened. You can say that every time, as a default, every time spent on a ticket is billable. You can decide that, the default when you come into a ticket is the internal notes rather than the public reply. And here you can decide which status is shown in the customer portal along other settings, but important to set this up. Expiration. So this is for contracts. So for contracts, there is an expiration date. You can decide, okay, great. Well, please let me know 2 weeks before. Send me an email to let me know that the contract is about to expire. So this is where you would put it. And then here you can choose to enable the chat on the agent. So that's through the help desk agent. Okay, this we did. Just so you know, once you connect your account from QuickBooks or Xero to Atera, you won't be able to change the contract rates, the product expenses, and the taxes. This will be grayed out, and you will only be able to manage that via QuickBooks or Xero. And this is where you can see your calendar integration and connect your account. Okay, important features here. Email templates. This is where you can create some email templates that are being sent out automatically with the ticket automation rules. So let's do, for example, customer portal credentials. This is what you put in. You see the different fields that you can decide: ticket priority, customer's name, technician's name, etc. Okay, so it's really important to set that up with the ticket automation rules, because with the ticket automation rules, you can decide, okay, if this happens, send this ticket automatically to the end user or also to your own technician. So for example, new ticket assigned, there's a new ticket that's been assigned to you. You can get an email on that for the technician. So that's great. Quick replies template. This is what I showed you from inside the ticket itself. So let's do a new template. Here you have your different variables, same as the email templates, title or ticket number, anything like that. Technicians, you can add that. Just will help you work more efficiently. And Atera is all about being more efficient, trying to automate as much as possible. Customer portal I went through. The knowledge base. This is where you can share information, articles with your end user. You can create some categories specifically for customers if you want. You can also use it as your internal knowledge base. Okay, just make sure that this is for internal use, and this right here as well. And then you'll find your knowledge base here. That's for you. And then the end user will see it right here. White labeling, important to set that up. So you can put your logo and your colors. You can put your company icon for the help desk agent. And then for the reports, you can also put your own logo, right? When you send an invoice to the end user, you don't want a Atera logo, even though it's a gorgeous logo and you probably want to keep it for yourself, but you can, because you need to put your own. So this is where you're going to be able to white label this. And the API I showed you. So I pretty much showed you everything besides for the reports, and this is the last part of this webinar. So we have 3 tiers of reports inside Atera. We have the classic reports, we have the advanced report viewer, and then the advanced reports editor. So I'll go through each category. I won't go through each report because there's a lot. So I do invite you guys to just go ahead and play around with it. And just know that all of our reports can be scheduled, meaning you can send automatically, and depending on the report, it can be external or only internal. So this is about tickets. See all the type of tickets that you have by customer rank, because you can have some ranking for your customers. And then you can also export in Excel, PDF, or both. This is the first line here is mostly for the ticketing. This is for the SLA to see, okay, have you worked, have you answered from within the SLA? Did you exceed? So this, as a manager, you definitely want to get that information. So next month, okay, well, we need to work a little bit better here and here because last month we were a bit behind. Another very important one is profitability. You can see which customer is more profitable. And then the timesheet report is one of the most used report for the ticket. So here I want to select everything. And this will give me all the information, all the tickets, how many time entries, total amount of work, and total amount of money that you are making from these tickets. And as I mentioned before, when you put the description and the time entries, you will be able to see that here as well. And this is something that you can also export and schedule. And see the ticket ID, the customer name, who the contact is, what the ticket is about, if it has been resolved, the amount per ticket, the hours, etc. And then you can just go ahead and export. And if I click on schedule, I want to schedule this. I select, okay, I want to send it to myself every Monday at 9 a.m. I can go ahead and do that. So a lot of other reports that are very, very good. This is customer satisfaction. When you close a ticket, you can also create that ticket automation rules that a survey is sent automatically to the end user. And then you can see who's satisfied, who's not satisfied. You also have that information in your dashboard as well. Well, I'm guessing I don't have much information here. I apologize about that. Our second tier is the advanced report. Oh, wait, no, let me go back. This one is good. Technician comparison. So this is if you are the manager, you want to see who's doing what, who's answering the most tickets, who's being more efficient, who is a bit behind. So you can do that right here. You can do it on like the whole team, or you can do it per technician. Okay, advanced report viewing. So you have 7 additional reports, and 4 of them are actually on tickets. Let's do this one. For example, tickets customer overview, just like the regular ones, the classic reports, you can export them, you can schedule them, you can apply filters. So this is just a bit more KPIs that you can have on your tickets. And here you can see just a lot of information here. Of course, you can apply just one, just be one for one user, one customer. Ticketing summary, and then you also have a ticket for a technician overview as well. Just a bit more information. Very important to have that. You want to see how your team is doing, etc. And lastly, is our third tier report. Okay, this is where you can actually customize a report. So if there's information that you can't get in the classic reports or in the advanced viewing reports, you can get them inside those reports. So I'm just going to go ahead and just randomly click okay on fields here. You can look them up here, for example, end user, technician, all of that. You just click on run. I'll give you all that information super fast. You can apply filters. You can even do, I don't know, a graph, depending on the type of tickets that you want, all of that, the table. And then, of course, you can export it, you can schedule it. But what is even cooler is you can create it as a dashboard. So if I click here, okay, what is this? Tickets, November 30. Save to dashboard. So I don't need to come in every day and then recreate it. I'm just going to add that to my dashboard. So when I come in the morning, this is where I'm going to get all my information. Where'd it go? I think I scrolled 2 down. Okay. Right here. And this is the dashboard that this is a table that I just created. So it's very convenient if you want to get all of that information. So just, I know a lot of people KPIs are very important. It just helps you, present better to your client, and also KPIs for the team, so you can see where you can work a bit better, be more efficient. So it's very important to get that information. Okay, so this is it for the webinar. I have a few more slides to show you, just because we have a lot of webinars and resources. So just like we did this webinar, which is a PSA, we also have just one on the RMM. We have one on patching. We have one on billing, network discovery. We have some just, both 1 hour on RMM and PSA, not as in depth that I just did today, but just all of them in one. You have the knowledge base that Atera offers. You have some blogs that you can read. You have the live chat that is available 24/7 in English. You can also email us at support@atera.com if you have any technical issues, technical questions. Really feel free to reach out to us. We are here to assist you. Thank you so much. So I can see that there are some tickets I mean, not tickets. There are some questions. Let's see if there's anything that mm, mm, mm. I see that Polina has answered all of them. Wonderful. Okay. I'll, I'll do a couple more minutes to see if you guys have any more questions. Feel free to send them now, or of course, like I mentioned, we're available 24/7 on the live chat. So I'll show you guys where to find that information. Okay, here we click on the question mark, start a live chat. You can decide in English, French, or German and just type in, and then we are here to assist you. If you also want to look up our own KB articles, you can click on Atera support and that will bring you to the KBs. For example, ticket automation rules. You can look that up right here. They're very extensive, so much knowledge. Some of them have little videos. So they're very, very well explained. Up for you to decide if you prefer, to check it out here or reach out to us via the live chat. We're here either way. Okay. Well, I don't see any more questions. So I think this is it for today. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you for your questions. I really do hope this was helpful for you guys to understand Atera's PSA. Just the best way to do this is start playing around with it, see how things are, and then I'm sure you'll have a ton of questions. You can always jump back on another webinar, or like I mentioned, you can reach out to us via the live chat. Okay. Well, thank you all. Wishing you a great day. Bye.